What's up and happy holidays, people? This is your boy El Detenchi, and today we are talking Toy Story. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about Toy Story is because of the newest special that came out, Toy Story That Time Forgot. It's a holiday special, but not really, because it's not really all that holiday themed. It's right after Christmas, and the whole idea is basically a sort of a recycled plot. Toys discovering that they're not really what they think they are at first. But you know what? This man, it's just so great. Even though like people like Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear, Tom Hanks as Woody, they don't really get as much screen time in this. It centers really around Trixie. Trixie, the Triceratops, who we meet in Toy Story 3, is kind of down because when her and the rest of the toys are having their playtime with their owner Bonnie, she's not really portrayed as a dinosaur. She's portrayed as a reindeer or a horse or something of that nature. And she just wants to, and she wants to be, she wants to find that role because they're aware that they are toys. They're aware that they play roles like play actors do. And the porcupine, the porcupine toy known as Prickle Pants, tells her that you just have to find your role and just be it. You know what I mean? And it's actually it's very touching. It's very touching because once we get to see Bonnie's new friend, what's his name, Mason, it kind of touches upon how video games have basically taken over. This kid's got all these toys, and he'd rather be like playing with a video game, which is sort of like the Oculus Rift, but it's called the Optimum X, and it's got the 3D glasses and the chair and all that, and he's just having a blast. Bonnie brings all these toys for them to play with, and he's just playing with it, and just playing with the video game. And I guess they kind of they touched upon that subtly because they don't really focus that much on it. The main focus is about this whole play set, this entire civilization of toys known as the Battlesuits, which are basically warrior dinosaurs with cybernetic armor and all that, and it reminds me so much of 80s cartoons. When I saw the detail in that playset, in the way these characters act towards one another, and the way the story is playing out, I'm like, somebody in that creative bubble known as Pixar looked at this and just said, all right, I'm gonna go back to the 80s and 90s. I'm gonna go back to the action cartoons. I'm gonna go back to the to the you know to the to the boy centric toys. You know how to this day they still advertise certain toys to certain groups, and the battle stores, especially in my generation, would definitely be advertised towards the 8-year-old, 9-year-old boys, the ones that love to play with G.I. Joe, and the ones that would watch things like Thundercats and freaking Ninja Turtles and all that. That would just make my day if I was that age. But also, I'm like, why doesn't this get an animated? Why doesn't this get an animated short? If this was the '90s, the battle swords would be all over it, hand drawn. Okay, but I'm going off subject here. Anyway, yes, I loved the battle swords. I love the battle swords. I love the sets, all that. It was great. But the whole thing is, they don't know that they're toys because they're being kept in the dark by their ruler, who's kind of has a Jafar from Aladdin like quality to him, or more like, or he's more like the Skeletor of that universe, and when they finally do find out, it's after Trixie ends up having to fight some of her friends. She gets all wrapped up in the coolness of the Battlesaurs and the fact that she's actually being treated as a dinosaur. They treat dinosaurs, her and Rex, They are treated like family there, whereas the rest of the toys, they're basically just outsiders. You know what I'm saying? Buzz and Woody get captured, and the rest of their friends, they just get tossed to the wayside and forced to fight and all that. And I'm like, okay, this yeah, I get it. They segregate themselves towards other, from other species, because they believe that they're basically superior. You know what I mean? The dinosaurs are very superior, and they have their own theme song. Another reason why I think that this was geared towards, yes, the kids of today, but if you were a 90s or 80s kids and you enjoyed the classic cartoons, this was for you. So eventually they find out that they're really being kept in the dark and and wallowing in their own ignorance, and it's just in 25 minutes that tugged at my heartstrings, that had my nostalgia goggles on. The animation itself was totally Pixar's signature, and the fact that it was on TV, I'm like, all right, if they can do this with Toy Story, that they've done this before. They've had shorts with the Toy Story characters before and put them on TV. One other one would be Toy Story of Terror that they do every Halloween that focuses on Jessie. Now I'm thinking to myself, if they can do this with the Toy Story characters, there's one character that I would love them to do this type of format of shorts for, and that would be Marina from Brave. Think about it. She already has an action-oriented backstory. She's already a princess that has that quality to her. Her story could have been a lot better in the Brave film, and I think they could have expanded upon that. The next person that I think would probably do well in a short film format would be the Brave universe. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of this Toy Story short? Did you enjoy it? Do you think it was like kind of like a throwback to the old 80s and 90s toys and cartoons? And yeah, hope everyone's having a happy holiday. I will see you in the next video. Peace, love, and never be normal.